OK，那在台湾的学生，相信大家已经开始在进行在线上了吼。那欢迎来到我们欧洲教育展在2022年、2023年举办的这个留学线上的讲座。我们讲座的主题今天呢是留学德国，深化专业科技和技术。那我们也知道，我们今天的这个讲座其实从去年9月到今年2月哦。那为期将近半年的时间，邀请到了欧洲超过50多个知名的学校、高等大专院校进行各场的线上说明会。那这些欧洲的学校包含德国、英国、法国、比利时、荷兰、瑞士、意大利等等专业这些顶尖的大学，接力为台湾的学生做留学的分享，还有一些指点。那除了商管科系、资讯学院这些比较有名的以外，那有很多的像是理工学院、设计学院、饭店管理、观光、医学科系等等的知名院校加入，然后为大家提供更最新的教育制度，包含可能很多学生们如果未来要出去的话，会在意说如何申请流程，那有没有什么奖学金，然后在毕业以后有没有在当地工作或者是创业实习的一个机会。那相信这么多的学校来分享，还有包含今天也请到优秀的校友，也会以学生的身份来跟大家分享，然后帮大家在未来做更好的一个铺路规划。好，那像刚刚说的，今天的主题是留学德国，深化专业科技和技术。那今天的2场说明会，会有两所知名的德国的学校，那分别是德国的伊尔默瑙工业大学，然后还有下一所是斯图加特大学，然后会分别为大家做介绍。那第一场呢，我们现在在线的伊尔默瑙大学呢，它是很注重研究的科技跟理工大学。那他们是在图林根州的大学了，是一所公立大学，那历史也相当悠久，已经有100多年。那是以技术、经济还有媒体3大学科为主要方向的大学。那已经有超过7500多名的大学生在里面。那传统的强项呢，是包含了机械制造、电子工程哦，都是伊尔默瑙大学的传统的强项。那这里的多媒体的技术专业也是在让这所大学在德国的名列前茅的一个名次。那在学科的设定和建设上呢，伊尔默尔大学理工大学就是除了很注重研究的传统特点以外，那也是很鼓励学生把传统这些理论结合实践，去让学生更好的应用的空间。那相信大家也陆续到场，学校代表 Stephen 已经在线上了。那我们就欢迎今天的代表会在7点到7点30分有一个讲座的介绍，那7点半到7点40分会有 Q&A 的时间，所以待会大家如果有任何的问题就是别客气哦，在我们下面 Q&A 的栏位里面去打字留言，那我们会在最后的10分钟 Q&A 时间为大家做解说。好的，let's welcome Stephen. Now, please, you can go ahead. The floor is over to you, Stephen, please.
Okay. Yes, many thanks for your introduction. I would first like to give a short introduction to our persons. My name is Stefan Fischer. I work at the international office at the TU llmenau, and yes, my profession is to be the study advisor for international students, which is an amazing issue. I studied myself in llmenau. I'm not from the city. I came for studying to llmenau, and I learned to love the place and stayed here. And that's the reason why I'm still here. I studied electrical engineering, but now I do not work in that profession anymore. I've changed a little bit, but it's amazing to represent my university here to you. I'm really enjoy and I'm thankful that we today get support from one of our students who can give you, how to say, really personal views and experience. I like to welcome Yi Chun. Maybe you can introduce yourself a little.
Hi, my name is Xu Yichun, Yichun Xu. So I start studying in Technology University llmenau in 2020 and studying mechatronic in currently in my 5th semester. And I'm from Taiwan, Kaohsiung, and I'm really happy to be here as well and to share my personal views, share my experience about my studies in llmenau. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Then I start with a presentation about the university. So yes, let's first I like to give you first impression of the TU llmenau, the University of Technology. The standard question of interested students we get is, where's llmenau? Where is it placed? And we always answer, well, it's in the center of Germany. And this is a little true. You see llmenau is placed in the federal state Thuringia, which is in a center. You see the map on the right, you see the country map of Germany, the highlighted orange federal state is Thuringia, and llmenau is not that known, not that much known. It's a small city, it's a small university, but you might know nearby cities like Erfurt, Weimar, Eisenach, which also play a big role in the history of Germany. We always say, just if you go to the north, to Berlin, it's about 300 kilometers away, and you can go to the west to Frankfurt, where the international airport is in. It's around 300 kilometers away, and you can go to the south. It's Munich, and yes, it's around 300 kilometers away. That's why we are middle of Germany. The university itself, of course, we feel it as a mission and a challenge that there is innovative teaching that we like to offer, like to make research at the highest national and especially international level. That means the cooperation is one of the important things in international research. Interdisciplinarity, which you will see later on when we go through the study courses. This is an important topic. And of course, we have the vision of campus family, of cosmopolitan family, being together with respect, with open minds and open ears to other people. That's the idea of TU llmenau. To give you a little impression, you see we're a small university with around 4,800 students, but I'm very proud of, it's a pleasure to work here, around 34%, that means 1,888 currently, this is the right number. International students join the university from around 100 countries. And you see the university staff side. We have nearby 100 professors, nearby 800 people, academic staff. And speciality of German university is this is not completely only public funded, but especially in the technological field, we work and cooperate with industry for special research projects and development. And by this, there's around 350 staff members. Yes, paid from external funding from the research projects. That's a university at all. We exist, the university exists of 5 departments, which you can see here. This is computer science and automation, the electrical engineering and information. We have mechanical engineering, but we also have mathematical and national sciences. And one department is the economic sciences and the media. You will find related courses later, however, then I will come back to interdisciplinarity. This is a view to our biggest lecture hall, and this is my option to hand over to Yichun. Just maybe you can give us an impression, why and how did you come to llmenau? Why did you choose llmenau? How did you get to know that? I'm really curious.
So the reason why I chose llmenau as my university is because like to llmenau, technology university llmenau, which has like a pretty good rating about its mechanical engineering. And since I'm studying mechatronics, which in Mandarin in our language is called 机电一体化, it's quite like an advantage. So that's the main reason why I chose technology university llmenau. And also it's not a big city, so living costs in technology university llmenau, which is in llmenau is like the small city, and compared to other big city like Munich, Stuttgart, or even like in Hamburg, the living cost is way lower than the average living cost, which also saved me a lot of money. So that's also a reason that I put into consideration.
Okay, yes, thanks for your words. Then I like to go on with the presentation and like to come to the study fields and studying at the university at all. So you see here just the different fields of studies. We have, of course, as University of Technology, we have a strong section in engineering, but we also have mathematics and natural sciences, and we have economics and media studies. These are the main fields. In general, there are 19 bachelor programs and 25 master programs and offers. And in some of the programs, you have so-called double degree programs. That means there is a direct partnership for one of the study courses with another university, an international university. And if you apply for such a course and you like to make it, you can go into the double degree line. That means you can study for a while at both universities, and finally you get the degrees, a double degree from both universities, which is an interesting experience, and of course an interesting thing just later on your CV and your skills. The bachelor programs, you see some classical engineering programs here, like mechanical engineering, automotive engineering, but of course, these study courses are in change. Automotive engineering has, e.g., a long tradition. However, it has new challenges in securing the nature, just in having new engines, having new methods of transportation. All this is included, and this is also related to biomedical engineering. There's always new challenges and new developments, and so the courses are up to date, even if you, of course, start with the basics to know what you're doing, because engineering is not only focusing to the own and a small technological field, it's also just seeing the things around that also engineering sciences fit more or less as life science. Yes, there's electrical engineering, there's mechatronics, media technology, one of the courses. I don't want to inform about all in detail. Later on, I would ask you to check the website to see. Mathematics and natural sciences is the next section. You see there's technical chemistry. We have the computer sciences here, as this is really mathematics related, mathematics itself and technical physics. And you also can go to the economics and media section. There's applied media and communication science, which is the only bachelor in this case, which is a Bachelor of Arts at the university. So this is the connection to human sciences, but it's an interdisciplinary course and contains technical things and also business things. There's a business administration course, business information systems, media economics, and industrial engineering. So to make it round. The bachelor programs, by the way, are all held in German language. To study, you need to have German language skills, and you need to prove at application. The master programs are some in the same field, some are a little different. You see automotive engineering, biomedical engineering, but there are also specializations. You see the highlighted ones as English language study courses like macro and nanotechnologies. You have the research in computer and systems engineering, communications and signal processing. These are English ones, and in the economics and media fields, we also offer 2 courses in English, International Business Economics, which is really asked currently, and the Media and Communication Science, which also is a research-oriented study course related to communication, crisis communication, to media, media research. So real interesting things. That means for the master programs, you need to prove an application, the language of the course, which can be German, and the 6 courses highlighted here are taught in English. And for those courses, only English is a requirement for application. However, coming to llmenau, coming to Germany to study, of course, means you will live in the city or in the surrounding, and it makes sense to have some basic German language. I told you about the international double degree programs, and you have some in a bachelor, but most in a master's level. Just to remind you, if you are studying in such a course, you have the option to go to the double degree line, and then you will go for a while during your studies to the related partner university in the different country, which is normally an amazing additional experience. To round it up, just of course, after bachelor and master studies, it's possible to do research work, to do a doctorate, and there are different options. Most common option is to do an individual doctorate. That means you have an idea, you have just your favorite topic, and you introduce yourself to the related department, to the related professor, and just come in to talk and try to convince the professor to be your supervisor for this individual research work. This is one option, and I expect that you later have access to the presentation, and just following this link, you can get additional information. And of course, in addition, you're welcome just later on by our contacts to contact me directly for any further question. How to come to llmenau for studying? We follow just on admission the general in German available rules and regulations to evaluate your former education, school education for the bachelor's degree, bachelor education for the master's degree. You can check more at studyingermany.de. And application at our university is really easy that way. There's no need for papers. You apply at just an applicant portal, online applicant portal, open your own account. And then based on this account, you fill in forms and upload documents and submit it. That's a way to apply. Just if you come directly from school, in most of the cases, you will just apply for your bachelor's degree and might get a conditional admission related to a study preparation course called Studienkolleg. This is because of school leaving degree in your country is just from the number of classes, from the number of years, not always equal to the German university entrance qualification Abitur. That means there's 1 year course for adaptation. But there's alternative options if you have been studying in your country for 1 or 2 years, then you can skip the Studienkolleg preparatory course and come directly into the studies. But it depends on your individual situation, but you're welcome to ask questions for that, and we can check out and inform you. It's important to say that we have no study fees, neither at the Studienkolleg if you visit the public one, nor at the university itself. There's only semester-wise service fee of just at Studienkolleg 160 euros, and at the university itself around 140 euros per semester. Application I told you about directly about the university online applicant portal. The acceptance can be checked beforehand at the databases. For the master programs, it's valid that your former bachelor degrees needs to be in a same or in a nearby field, because of the master programs build up on the basics from the master programs. Study costs, there is two different things to inform. llmenau is a small city. June also said about just it's not that expensive. It's affordable living costs. So it's not that much. And just to give you a number, we say just around 700 euros, maybe 600 to 800 euros, it's possible to live in llmenau per month. But there is an official number, which is, no, it's updated. This is missing in the presentation. For getting visa, there's a requirement, which is currently not 860 euro anymore, but it's 934 euros per month. And to get visa, you need to prove it for 1 year in advance. Normally on a blocked account. So 934 for 12 months is 12,200 euros. But this is not a university issue. This is visa issue to come to Germany. So yes, here you have a view about llmenau University. So you see it's a wonderful green surrounding. The on-campus dormitories, the on-campus lab buildings and lecture buildings. And yes, again, I like to hand over to June. Well, studying in llmenau, studying abroad, another language, another culture. What was your experience? What would you say about the studying in Germany?
So the studying in Germany, it's quite of challenging actually. Just not just about the language, but also about like the culture. But as an example, at my the very first start of my university life, it's kind of it's for me it's really hard to understand what the professor is saying, or the way how a professor teaching us. It's totally different to compare with my home country Taiwan. But that's also a thing we really need to deal with. But I'm really I can guarantee this university will try their best to help you, to make you feel comfortable living here in llmenau. And yeah, so my life living here is pretty it's pretty how to say, pretty comfortable. There's a lot of events you can participate. It's either from the clubs, from the university, from the city. So you always get to do something in llmenau. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks. Well, just later in the question round we can come back to that. Well, I think studying is just always a challenge, but studying abroad is much more a challenge.
Yeah.
The question is really to get support, to organize support, and how to say, to be open, to involve oneself in the community around, to have friends, to have partners for learning, for living, for discovering the surrounding, for everything. But we come to this point now. And this is yes, from the view of international office, from the advisory service we have, this is really important. Everyone is asking what to study, where to study, what is the best decision, and this is not so easy. However, you should not only focus to the subject itself. This is important, of course. It's your aim to graduate in that, but you should have a look at the surrounding. As said before, llmenau is a small city. That means there is no rush hour, there's no subway, something like that. But other way around, you find friends. It's more familiar, it's more personal. You have a lot of student activities on campus where you can join, sharing your hobbies, sharing your spare time. This is a way to get in contact with other students, with German students, or with other international students. And you need to be open for that, and you need to be active. Only staying in your room and learning will not make you happy. And to be unhappy, this is a big disadvantage for studying. So that's why there is also recommendation to use all these facilities. And there is, beside the set, there is just events organized by students, festivals, conferences, international conferences. So a big variety of activities. And there's also just powered by the international office, but made with a lot of international students and German students together, we call tutors. There's a program for welcoming, for supporting, for informing, for advising international students with a welcome desk, with a buddy program, with orientation week. And by this, there's always an offer to come in contact. There's always an offer to get support. And in our experience, especially the first semesters abroad, are really challenging, and it's necessary to contact, it's necessary to ask, because not everything will run from itself. So this is the idea we like to give you. Maybe Ichun, you can say in addition some words around that. How did you feel in the first time? And yes, what are you doing in your free time? Do you have some hobbies? Do you join associations, or what is your idea to spend the life here?
So my free time, like I spend most of my free time. It's not just like as Mr. Stefan Fischer said, like a free time, like on my free time, it's not just focusing on studying, but also to participate all kind of events. Me, as an example, I play basketball for the llmenau city, which means that I participate like training like twice a week, and also we have like a season, and I play in the team, and then we play against like other city like Jena or like Erfurt, other cities. So I always get myself busy on weekends, so which makes my life pretty fun as well. And currently I'm also like on my free time, I'm working on a project about wind energy, which also make me to make myself learn more about not just about the engineering stuff, but also how to communicate with other students, especially with German students, international students, to get myself know about more about we call it Teamarbeit, which is teamworks. Yeah, teamworks. And also I took like some of my time to work in the cafe in llmenau, which called Cafe Bergheim, and which will also make me earn a little bit money and make my life more interesting here in llmenau. And also, like a thing I want to say, like I work as a barista, and then I learned this skill from my exchange semester, which was in Australia, which is a semester ago. So what I want to say is like TU llmenau, Technology University of llmenau, provides a lot of chance to let students to go outside, not just like the double degrees. Also, there is other exchange semester you're able to participate in. So which it's not directly, but indirectly make my life here way more interesting than I thought. Yeah, that's my point of view and what I'm doing in my free time.
Well, just this brings me to one question. Just if you remember back to your start, what did you feel as the biggest hardness, the biggest challenge, the biggest problem? Is there something you remember you can say just to prepare new students once they come, that not everything might be so easy?
Yeah, I think like the mindset is kind of important at the very first start, because you have to be open-minded to everything, every kind of culture. It's not the thing doesn't runs like the way you thought, like that doesn't like runs the way you're used to. So like the mindset to embrace, to get to know others, to get to know the culture of Germany, also to international students, which is like the most important thing, I think. And also to learn how to understand and respect others' culture, and also the language. That's like the most important thing. Just other side, like just beside of studying, that's also like a pretty important part. But also like I would like to mention about the studying parts. The language is definitely a challenge. Like even for me now, it's still kind of I can't understand like 100%, but I would say like at the very first start, I understand like 60%, but now I can come to like 80%, and then being able to more focusing on what I'm studying. And that's like you'll get like improve like time by time. You can't like from the very, you don't expect yourself to be like 100% like to understand everything, but like time by time, like llmenau will like you'll get to you know to know better, or gets really used to the way of studying here as well. So like the starts and now it's pretty different. It's already been like five semester, but the starts, if you need like any help, like there's a lot of clubs, there's a lot of study programs. And also me as a president of the Taiwanese student club in llmenau, we also can provide help if like there's a chance that you'll be able studying in llmenau. Yeah.
Just wait, I like to come back to the presentation. Yes, I think presentation ends now, and it's time for asking questions. Here is again our contacts, also to ask questions, to come in contact. If there's anything interested you find in llmenau University, in the study fields, in the surrounding, feel free, and you are really welcome to ask all questions you might have. And yes, then giving back to our wonderful moderator. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Stefan and Yuchen. It's a very rich and helpful information from the school. And also, I believe Yuchen also learned a lot from the school and from his basketball team and the part-time job life. It's very, I believe he has very rich, colorful life during the time he's in Germany. And there are a few questions that might be answered by Stefan. The first one is from Xu Minzhong. He said, what is the requirement of master in mechanical engineering? Could you please answer this question, Stefan, please? Thank you.
Yes, thanks for that question. Well, just a requirement is just having, of course, a finished bachelor's degree, and it needs to be in the same or nearby field, because the mechanical engineering master builds up on the fields on mechanical engineering in a bachelor's program. This is an individual evaluation which is made in the department on application. So this is one requirement. The second one is, of course, you need to prove your language skills. Minimal requirement for application in a master's is B2. In mechanical engineering, it's B2 German. You need to prove, and this would lead to conditional admission. That means you can study, but you have condition to improve your language skills up to C1. C1 is always the level for starting your studies directly. This is the main thing, and of course, around the university, funding issues, organizing issues, something like that. But language and the finished bachelor in the same field, this is a basic requirement.
Yes, and that he has achieved this related major previously. Like maybe his major was different from what he wants to do with mechanical engineering. Is that okay for him to apply for?
Well, just it cannot be completely different. Of course, there are nearby courses like automotive engineering, like mechatronics. Always you have content of mechanical engineering in, and so it's not only the bachelor in mechanical engineering which leads to the master's program, but this is in this case relatively strict in the mechanical engineering. Other courses, there is the range of previous bachelor programs is a little broader in mechanical engineering, but it depends on real content, because you can check 100 universities and they all have mechanical engineering, but the real content inside a course is always just focused in a specialty of the university. So it does not, so one mechanical engineering is not completely equal to another one. And so it makes sense to check, and also programs around might lead to admission and acceptance.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a question from Tim Chen Ting. He say, does medical engineering course teach in English? I think, could you please answer the course is both in English or German, or only in German?
Which one? Sorry, I didn't understand. Which course are you asking for?
Mechanical engineering.
No, the mechanical engineering course is completely taught in German, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah. So in a bachelor's and in the master's.
Okay, thank you very much. And there's another question from Huang Shen. He say he's a parent, and her son is highly interested in bachelor's programs in Germany, and he's a student with special needs. He's blind, and they are interested in knowing more about accessible education service for this kind of situation with special needs.
Mm. Well, just in general, I can say, of course, he is welcome. There's special contact persons related to this, because of it makes sense to contact before, to have an individual check what works, what does not work, how to support. But in general, we like to do so, and in general, we have experience. Even if it's not the everyday case, there will be support, and I ask to come in contact to check out the detailed and individual options.
Thank you. It's a very warm service you can provide. And there's another question from, he say, it's possible for a bachelor student who study in business information engineering to apply for the master program in computer and system engineering?
Well, just this is a question if this fits, if this is eligible for the masters, yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, it sounds like, yes, it should fit. However, as said before, not completely sure what was the content of that course you did, as it's not always the same in different universities. But from the name of the course, I would expect, yes, it might work. But it's difficult for me to give a preview. Just to give you information, the admission or the application for a master's program, there's a two-step process for admission. First, the university checks the formal requirements, if you have the right university entrance qualification, if you have the right and academic accepted bachelor's degree. But then your application is forwarded to the department responsible for the course, and the department itself checks the transcript of records, so the list of subjects of your former bachelor's degree, and evaluates if this fits the requirements, the subject-related requirements. So I can only give you a general idea, general information, but in this case, it sounds and it might work.
Thank you. And there's another question, I think also from the same person. He asked, is the master program, computer and system engineering program, taught in English?
No, it's not. We have the research in computer and systems engineering in English. I like to guide you to the website of a university, llmenau.de, and there in the study section you find the list of all study programs, and inside the list you can click each program and have a detailed description. You find contact persons, you find program coordinators to ask, and you find the study plan, the module list, where you can check all the courses through and see the details, also the language. To be honest, from the 25 master programs, only 6 are in English, others are in German.
Okay, appreciate for the answer. I believe lots of students have this question, like, do schools or your institution provide service of supporting students to find an internship, maybe like a B-check or yeah?
The answer is yes and no. Well, in general, internship is in the responsibility of every student. So you have to check yourself. But yeah, of course, there is experience where former students did internships, just e.g. in the examination office of the department. If you are just really interested in specialization and just let's stay to mechanical engineering in this or that, then the professors often have contacts to companies and can guide you and give advice. So yes, there is support, but finally you are responsible yourself. The internship is not provided by the university.
Okay. I think students will find their internship opportunities because this is very important for them. And another question is that do there any opportunity of scholarship?
Not that much. How to say, in Germany, it's not that common that universities provide scholarships. There are different scholarship associations. The biggest one, academic supporter, is the DART, the German Academic Exchange Service. You find a database on a website, and I guess there is also a short link which is called funding-guide.de. So there you find information. Really seldom at the university. We do not have scholarships.
I think it's not a very big issue. The tuition fee is very affordable for most of the students.
We don't have tuition fee. We have only this administrative semester fee of 130 euros per semester. But
exactly,
it's not a tuition fee, and that might be an advantage. Because of funding, of course, plays a big role. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much for the answering. And because of the limited time, and I would say, do you have anything to want to add to the students here?
Studying abroad is definitely a challenge. So it's not the easiest way to decide, but I think it's a way where you just learn as much as you can, and not only the subject. It's a personal experience, it's a personal growing which is connected, and you will have some disadvantages, you will have some challenges you might not win, but in general, just with the support of friends and others, it's possible to do that. And yes, then you will go back really proud. You will have won a lot of new friends and a lot of new experience and impressions. And by this, I'd like to encourage you to do that. I think this is what I felt also from Yichun's words. Many thanks for taking the time. Yes, and you're welcome. And again, there's no question that is stupid to ask if you start a new step in your life. So you're really welcome to do that.
Thank you very much again for today's rich lecture. And both Stefan and Yichun, I believe students today will learn a lot. And I will give you some students information if they are willing to share it. We have and next round we have another session. So thanks again for today's great lecture. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you for the moderation, and thanks to all who joined this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.
Bye. All the best.
Bye. 好，那今天上半场的讲座就先到这边告一段落。那我们下半场会有在7点50分到8点30分的时候，会有另外一所大学是德国的斯图加特University of Stuttgart 在为大家做演讲。那待会是学校会从7点50分开始，然后最后也会在8点20到8点半的时候有一个10分钟的 Q&A。那也请大家可以在线上等待，先不要离开，我们会在50分钟的时候再开始进行下一场的讲座。谢谢。